Do we?
Yeah, we do. We've got a SCV going across the map at the 10 supply. We're gonna have 11-11
Yeah.
double racks, and apparently I lied because Fugazi didn't have a tag. Whoops daisies. Thank you, Draken, for making me look like a fool again.
I kind of wanted to question it, but then I was like, let's just let him be happy in his world.
Well, if I'm wrong, it's my happiness is secondary.
Oh, you're so selfless.
I just want you to believe that. All right, so we have the first barracks going down in the third of this, and is this? Oh my God, it's gonna get scouted.
Is it gonna get?
It's gonna
Oh
get
my god, it's gonna get scalped. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that's the more I think about it, the more I'm like, intense. Why in the world would you put a barracks there? Because they're gonna send their overlords at both spawn locations.
but it's
At
guaranteed
least
cross spawn. It's not ladder.
that's true. OG just,
It's an OG.
or Buzz rather, is just, gotten very lucky with his usual overlord scouts then usually. Um So he sees the barracks, and this isn't like the worst thing in the world because it wasn't like a double 11. It was only one barracks, and he still, obviously has SCVs back at home. He hasn't pulled a train, and the barracks has finished. So Marines are going to be coming out. They're just not going to do that much damage.
Yep, and so now we're moving in here, and we are going to have this one Marine pop out. Don't think it's going to be getting any form of drones right now, but still, these two drones have been off for a while, so that's still something. I have a third drone being pulled, but this is going to be really, really not tense at all. It's just going to be defended, and no one's going to care.
Is it not going to be intense at all? Is what you're trying to say?
Oh snap! Buzz is really putting. Never mind.
Oh, I was going to Z snap my fingers too.
I
So.
heard that. That's impressive.
I try. He actually has taken out one drone so far. He's really weakened two others, but more drones are on the way because, why not? They're going to be main-arted anyway, so go ahead and scare the Marines away. Might get another kill? No. Good micro by both players.
Yeah, so actually we now have three
Oh,
drones killed. So you know what? I think this has worked out. And Intense
yeah.
is getting a command center. He's just putting it in his ramp actually to make sure he's got a full wall off. So I like it. Oh, I really like this. Three command centers.
Oh, yeah. And I also want to say that I really like the command center for the wall off. He could have not put anything there and then, just been like, oh, he's not going to counterattack me. But as you can see, there's like 8 lings on the way. So
Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, those lings get to those Marines before they're in the wall.
they're going to.
Oh, no, Intense. Oh, Intense takes his injured Marine and pulls it
Oh,
off, so he will be able to get a Marine into his base.
that's actually really nice. But only one Marine. The other Marine's like, wait,
Let's
guys,
supply it.
wait.
Supply it both. Oh,
Are you kidding? Oh, okay, good.
wow. That was close. That was
That was
really
close.
close. But there is a command center coming to an orbital command, and I do not believe those links have any kind of vision that's crazy elf-like enough to actually see the command center. But yeah, it's not seeing the command center.
Yeah, and there are 3 barracks now following this up, and a factory. So just pretty much going to very standard stuff. Want to get those tanks out in case any like 2 base baneling buffs are coming. Because as of right now, his scouting is going to be very, very limited. The only thing he can really count on is an SCV not being scouted and taken out. So he has no idea if this, there may not be a third. There may be drones on gas for all he knows. Doesn't really know anything. So definitely want to get some early tanks out if he can. At least that's what in my position, I would be like, oh, no, banelings. I don't want banelings. I want tanks. But he's going to react right now, so maybe actually following up with Hellions, which is equally as good because then you have the scouting that you're lacking.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. I also want to mention Dragon, because Dragon really enjoys going for these fast command center styles, and to reference one of my favorite games with him, where I actually saw him go for 5 bases before the 10-minute mark, and it was absolutely insane. He ended up taking out ESEA Delphi, and one of the most insane games I've ever seen. It was on Belshire Beach, and literally Dragon ended up taking his fourth. Not his fourth being Dragon's fourth, but Delphi's fourth. It was great.
I don't watch enough Dragon, to be honest. I can admit that right now. I should really watch more, but the Overlord has scouted everything in the main, sees a third orbital. The Marines will, of course, kill it. Also saw the fact that there's Hellions on the way. so he knows pretty much everything. But Helene's not really that big of a deal anymore. Thanks to that nice little queen buff that we've got. And back at the Zerg base, we do have 2 Evo chambers, the usual stuff going into a macro game after that kind of wonky opener. And I will be right back in 1 second.
Alright, well, one little cool thing that we did see actually was the 1 link delaying the landing of this orbital command, which really paid for itself considering just, look at that, even more SCVs are just now actually returning to that natural expansion. But the 3 orbital command is going to be absolutely huge. We got Stim on the way, reactors on top of a lot of things. We're actually going to have a healthy force of Marines and Hellions, which is kind of like the Marauder Hellion 2.0, because Marines can also shoot up and snipe Overlords and everything.
Yeah, I'm back, by the way. I really like the fact those lings took out the back wall. You have that many lings, you should use them. And you definitely don't want to have them slow and out there, so glad he brought those back. But I want to see if he actually goes and gets medevacs early, or if he puts a tech lab on this. No, just medevacs. There's like that new type of, style where you get some Hellions and Banshees to really harass the crap out of your opponent, and I like it, but this is fine too, just some Marines and Hellions. It could have also lent itself to really wonky timing that I've seen some players do with like 2 Banshees, Hellions, and Marines, and it kind of catches the Zerg by surprise, but we're not going to see that here, going up to very standard stuff after the Hellion opener, and the Hellions are actually going into the natural right now. How did they get in there?
Oh, they walked in there, killed off some creep tumors, and now they're going to just destroy so many drones. So many drones
Wow.
are going to be... Wow, they're definitely going to be taking heavy loss. Oh, 1 Hellion does die. Oh no, Terran, how could you?
If he had gotten away with all the Hellions, I would just think that's not fair. But he does lose at least 1. The Zerglings have finally popped out. They're a little late to the party though. 12 drones have been, or 15, I'm sorry, have been killed in this game. So that was well worth the Hellion opener.
Yeah, 12 did just die there, and there were 3 from the
Yes,
3 from the start. That's crazy good. And now Intense got medevacs out and everything. He could theoretically elevator 16 Marines into the main base and then harass with the Hellions into either the 3rd or the natural, completely diverting Buzz's attention. And he could do this while taking the 3rd. Oh, that's just nasty goodness.
It would be beautiful. And then once again, Antiga Shipyard has that little like mid ground. It's not low ground, it's not high ground. It's mid ground behind the smoke at the Zerg's base. You can land those tanks, which is so obnoxious if you're going in Fester. Luckily, Buzz is getting mutilus, so I don't think we're going to see that. If we do, it's not going to be very effective or as effective. But I'm really interested to see what this mutilus can do. It's just It's an old style that's kind of coming back, so now people can pick and choose which one they want to do, but sometimes mutilus can be really easily countered, sometimes they can surprise your opponent.
Yeah, now we're seeing pushing. We've got a great spread of these Marines, and with the medevac support, oh, that is, wow, that was really, I can't yell, but I can just go, wow.
That was really, really good. As you can see, all the lings are down, 30 more lings, 42 more lings in production right now. Bending speed just finished. That was a perfect attack from Intense, and he might get the 3rd or at least severely injure it before picking up and just leaving.
Is he going to need to leave, or is he just going to go ahead and get into a choke? He's got the choke, he's got the medevac. Oh, they're healing faster than the lings to DPS, but there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Now we've got the full surround, and that was the most effective those Marines possibly could have been. Holy god, that split was incredible, and now Intense is just retreating with medevacs intact.
Yeah, one of the things that is really bothering me right now is that Buzz is not using that queen buff to its full potential. The creep spread is very, very poor at this point. Yeah, he had a barracks in the beginning, so maybe that kind of messed him up a little bit. But Hellions aren't as scary as they used to be. You get 4 queens, you're good, and he just it's like we're watching a game from 2011 where you go mutilus and your creep spread isn't halfway by now.
Yeah, but you gotta give points to Intense. He's done a great amount of delay.
Oh, for sure.
He killed 3 drones at the start when he really should have killed maybe 1, exclusively 2, but I feel like 3 is too much. And then he even got those Marines back behind the wall, got up 3 command centers. Buzz was never able to put pressure on, and now Intense is never just taking his own pressure off. Now he's got 6 medevacs and a ton of Marine tank, and he's going to start doing a drop, and he is all over the place. It's literally Buzz's worst nightmare.
Yeah, he's put on so much pressure. His macro has been impeccable back home. Like all his production zones are up, and he's kept his money relatively low. So he has a 40 supply lead against a Zerg. That's something you never want to see. And those Mutalisk are so useless against his all Marine composition. Only well, actually, there's 4 tanks in there. It's a lot more tanks than I expected, but still, so many Marines that those Mutalisk can definitely not fight them head on.
Oh, they do just that, and now we're down to 11.
Oh, and 2 very, very weak. The Banelings have morphed. They're finally on creep, and they have that Baneling speed as well. And don't forget that 2-2 did finish for the Zerg's ground army compared to the 1-1 for the Terran army.
Yeah. And these Marines are so low health. They're even bunched up now. But oh wait, not anymore. He split them like a crazy person.
There are so many Mutalisks. I don't know where he came up with the gas for this. That's why he's been taking so much damage in the early game, I guess, is that he's been saving up so much gas. And he has how many mutas now? 22?
Oh yeah, he's just destroying now. He built that large group of Banelings at the start, and then every other bit of gas just went for mutas.
The third went down.
Oh wow, look at that, it did.
That was like a ninja medevac, man. Unfortunately, that's what the Mutalisks were there for, was, to make sure the medevacs don't get that. But unfortunately, the third did go down. He's now harassing the fourth with 1 single Marine. That should be cleaned up pretty easily. But what is the Marine count for a Terran player? Actually, never mind. I thought he had, like, no Marines, but they're just stuck behind a bunch of barracks.
Yep, and then we have a single Marine at that bottom part trying to do some damage, but these mutas are being so worth it. We're down to 16, and it's kind of sad when you say down to 16, because 16 is the good number.
That is still a lot. That is when you probably want to start thinking about getting at least 1 Thor if he's going to continue with Mutalisk. I'm not sure that he is, though. He has that infestation put up. No Pathogen glands just yet, but 8 SCVs were killed with the Mutalisk. Did lose a few, though, so I'm not sure it was worth it. While 23 have been killed for Intense, that's 79 to 65, so it's actually relatively even in Harvesters.
Oh, the drone transfer.
Oh, never mind. Forget everything I just said.
The drone transfer, and then it's oh no, it's continuing. Oh, it's continuing. Oh, and this.
New.
Oh, the third's gonna go down again. At least these drones are hiding in the corner, fearful of their lives, and just at this, they just forced the GG from the scary, scary Marines with their guns and technology. Ew. And that's game 1.
That happened.
That's game 1.
He went up to 48 drone kills, by the way, in that game.
That's insane. So we're going to have Intense now up 1-0 in this best of 3, and we are going to be getting into this next game. We'll see if Underrated Game can go ahead and make it a 4-0 victory, or if it's going to be 3-1. If Buzz can end up winning the next 2 games, we'll check it out.